Hey guys, Omni here. We are back for episode 7 of season 3 of Doom Patrol. Last episode was eerily wholesome, at least on the Rita side of things, where we're following her after she jumped into the time ship, and because of what we learned from Laura's travel, time travel causes your memories to just kind of fade. It's one of the side effects of it. So, like, when she ends up in the past, she doesn't remember who she is, and she's actually so much more free by that. Obviously, because of what happens, she triggers the Bureau of Normalcy to come and get her, and she gets taken and sorted into these meta camps within the Bureau. Thankfully, she runs into Laura, and Laura recognizes kind of the type of person she is and puts her in a menial job working in the mail sorting room. And then from there, like we see, because her memories have fallen away, none of her trauma is there from her past as an actress, her past with her mother, her past with the experimentation caused by Niles and all that jazz. She's free and she can actually use her powers quite confidently until like a couple of instances with some of the agents within the Bureau comes about. But she finds some, solace in what we find out to be the Sisterhood of Dada, and they were all former members of this same little group that kind of banded together to help each other survive the world from within the Bureau of Normalcy. They're all metas that were kind of pocketed away and kept from being used as meta weapons or anything experimental like that, thanks to Laura, who was in charge of recruiting. And I guess also they didn't know that Laura herself was a meta, or at least maybe they did. I doubt it. I don't know. But she's been protecting these groups, and they have a little pocket dimension that they go and hide away in, which is this created by the Fog. Shelly, I think, the one we saw with the candy trying to entice Jane. And they're just there to escape. Like, it's a very wholesome thing, and it's just like, okay, how's this fall apart? How do they fall out with Laura and all that jazz? Like, I'm just waiting for that. Rita even finds love here within the group. We haven't quite caught up to where she's like behind the scenes rolling the camera yet, but I'm sure we'll get to that eventually. On the flip side of that, in the present day, Laura is still trying to figure things out, but failing miserably to learn anything about the group until a little bit towards the end, where I think some things start to trigger some memories after the fireplace explodes and the words piffle paffle, which is kind of like their little like mantra, comes about. So we're edging on that. I'm sure we're going to get starting to crack into her a little bit more, because this episode's called Bird Patrol, and she's of course the bird. Cliff is still working through his stuff, his addictions, now a bunch of newfound ones that he's found on the internet, and working his way through some of those to try to better himself, kind of, until he kind of falls back into a pit and he's selling his plans and stuff like that for his schematics. Don't know where that's going to go. Cyborg is now trying to get synthetic skin to cover up his mechanics. And Jane is starting to butt heads with the underground even more now that she actually did successfully let Kay up into the real world for a little bit. And Larry, again, he kind of stood up against his son for a little bit, proud moment, and then his little nodule really started freaking him out again, and that's where we left him, at least as far as I can remember. But that's where we are now. So let's go ahead and get ready to dive into this episode. If you want to see the full-length unedited reaction to this, remember that's on Patreon, or if you become a member here on the channel, where you can see all the bits that I had to trim out for the time constraints on YouTube. It's just another way you can also support the channel to help us work towards getting an editor, so that we can kind of pick up maybe more shows, or maybe when things get a little bit busier, we don't have to consider taking away any of the shows we're currently covering. It's just one of those things you can do to help out over here. And that being said, that's not a way you can support the channel, which I completely understand. Easy way to do it is just by simply liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing the videos and giving it that engagement, because that just helps the videos along, helps them do better, and in turn helps the channel out. But that all said, I appreciate you guys no matter what. And let's go ahead and dive into this episode. Here we go. Oh, it's happening tonight.
What's the total output? 10,000 volts?
25. Yeah, I can liquefy an armored truck in under 3 seconds.
Wow.
God damn.
Obviously, your artificial organs and structural prosthetics would have to stay, but anything that requires more energy than you get from a burrito, gotta go.
You wouldn't be able to fight anymore.
My fucking records? Which ones?
Well...
Oh, no.
Had to phone the instructor to pass, but I remember the basics. What the fuck?
Was it one of the flyers? Oh, what the hell?
Got the prize.
Yup.
It's those data freaks.
Oh, it's on his shirt.
They are coming for us. We must rally to defend the castle. Cliff, seal the doors, the windows, and the motherfucking fireplaces.
You sold my share workout tapes?
What? No. Wait, no, I'm still not flat.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Here I am.
Surprise visit.
Did you get help with your...
Oh, the perky? Yeah, it's all taken care of. Got some pills, and let me tell you, those babies work like gangbusters.
Yeah, he's gonna sell the baby.
I came in to see about the marketing position.
Well, you will be very useful.
Weapon.
Don't you miss making art and expressing yourself? You used to say that it was your calling.
Well, I have a higher calling now.
Oh, yeah, it's been, what, like 30-ish years right now, give or take?
That we all had lives before.
Yes, well, don't worry. I'll never forget. Now, send in the next recruit, would you, on your way out?
What the hell happened? Is it just the hardships of this job as we weave in and out of 2 world wars?
Fine, can you give me a minute?
What on earth is that?
Well, it started as a tumor, but then it,
That came out of you?
yes.
Out of your...
Out of my mouth.
Have you recently been exposed to any abnormal atmospheres?
My entire life is an abnormal atmosphere.
16-pound parasite. From one's body, there is really only one reasonable response. Burn it. Burn it.
Burn it.
It was right outside my door when I went to bed, and when I woke up, it was gone.
Well, maybe somebody just borrowed it.
Stole it! Stop treating me like I'm a stupid baby!
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're trying to keep Kay broken.
He is never as relaxed as when he's with you.
That's my grandpa powers at work.
You remind me more and more of Grandpa RJ, you know that?
Why don't I watch Rory so you can go out? Date night.
Out? I don't even know what that means anymore.
Uh-oh.
We'll just walk down to Scooter Dog's, grab an ice cream bar. We'll be gone in 20 minutes. 30 tops.
You won't regret this. I'm gonna have the whole place cleaned up and...
Here, just in case, for emergencies.
Oh, no.
I guess that's that.
Oh, he's just gonna leave it in a bag in the woods.
Next time you go to space, don't forget to wear a spacesuit, Larry.
He's wearing a scarf and a beanie.
I figure everybody likes a PB&J. There you go.
He's gonna turn around again.
Here, It's supposed to get pretty chilly tonight.
Yeah, this is he's gonna keep the damn thing.
Now I'm blasting through the back door, demanding it, while you're walking in through the lobby with a big dumb smile on your face, talking about, "Hi, I'm Cyborg. Nice to meet ya." The fact is, you're a more effective agent of change as Cyborg than you are as Vic. So what do you want? Change? Do what you gotta do. And maybe I'll see you on the other side.
Grandpa and Rory just hanging out, making memories that'll last a lifetime. Grandpa's not thinking about anything at all.
We were created for one thing. It was to protect the girl. If we can't even do that, then maybe...
Who's protecting us, Jane?
Yep, called it. She's already in the fog.
Friend is merely a nice word for opportunity.
And don't think for a second that the big eye in the sky isn't watching you.
Does she end up reclassifying them to get ahead? It's not the hype house it used to be.
If we could have your attention. Malcolm and I have been working on something at home. We're going with it. But perhaps it will help.
That face.
You have his face, and he has yours, because you're in love.
You should start to feel a little lightheaded. That's normal.
Was that there before?
Kay?
You should have seen me, Ginger. Big Papa Cliff was missing.
Fuck off. Damn it, Cliff.
You want to talk about parenting, or you want to see my hoo-ha?
Well, maybe just a little. Ow!
Where the fuck are we?
Welcome to apparently my drug-filled fantasy sequence or some shit.
Oh, it's the dance.
Is this what you were so scared of, DeMille? I've been to scarier dance parties at church lock-ins.
She ratted them out.
Weapon. Weapon.
Wait a fucking minute. Is this about you?
Weapon.
Is this like a flashback?
He killed the bird. Which in turn him.
What the fuck? What's going on now?
Wow, okay, so our Rita like got to live out this entire life plotting this in the like ahead of them all because of her time travel. Damn, that was a freaky twist. What the fuck? Well, her memories are back. But does Rita remember who she used to be at all? Does she remember them?
That sounds bad. Is it bad?
Only if you are.
It's for the best.
Damn. Whoa, what the?
So wait, is this the eternal flagellation? What the fuck?
To be honest, I'm still high as fuck.
That's fucking horrific. Is that the faces of all the soldiers? Because I saw one and it looked like the guy with the glasses. I'm going to be completely real. I don't have a goddamn clue what to say about this episode. Cliff, again, he just keeps escalating. Now he's using his daughter's card, her money, for his binging to try to satisfy his obsessions, his addictions. And again, it's just a side effect of his condition. But it's just sad to see him start to just like finally get a chance to bring things together just to kind of self-destruct it all. But I called what was going on with the underground. They're like, they said it. They were just like, who's thinking about us? That's not the point. They're just they're afraid of what happens if Kay doesn't need them. So they're like, she needs to stay here. We need to keep her trapped. We need to keep her too afraid to get out of there, while Jane is just committed to doing her job. Which is it sucks, man. But then again, like I get it too, because like we don't know what happens to them. I've been saying it like all season long. What happens to them if Kay heals? Do they die? Do they meld into Kay? Is it like a Roxas situation in Kingdom Hearts where they just become whole again and one, even though they kind of undo that later on anyway? But like, two halves, two pieces, these 60-some pieces become one again. They don't die, they just merge into the being that they were meant to be. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and find out. Funny enough, when Cyborg goes into that to get that surgery, you know, I don't know. I thought something was going to be suspiciously off about the company doing it, but no, they were very genuine. Like, they're like the antithesis to Star Labs. I like that. You know, the person even like talking to him knew his mom used to work at Star Labs, just got away from all of that. But just like to do it, he'd have to give up everything that makes him cyborg, and they recommend he talks to a loved one. So who does he reach out? Not to his dad, because we kind of know what his dad would say, but he reached out to Ronnie. And I'm actually surprised that actually thinking on it, I'm not surprised like the answer she gave him, but yet he definitely was. Yeah. He, as Cyborg, he can definitely, it's like, I'm just comparing things to other things that I like and know, because like I said, this whole world is so new to me with this show, because like that's not a corner of the DC universe I've explored all that much. So I'd liken it to when Yang Chen in Avatar instructs Aang that because he's the Avatar, he's got a duty to the world. And because of that, because he's the Avatar, he has to sacrifice his own spiritual needs to do what need be done to save the world. And it's a very similar thing there. It's like, yeah, that might not be what you want. That might not be what you need to heal. It might not make you happy. But you have a power and you have a duty. If you want to influence change, you have more power to do so from your position with your gifts. Well, quote unquote gifts, to affect that change. But he also makes a pretty valid point. But like, as Cyborg, he's an icon. He is something people look up to. He has these powers that other people don't. He can lead the charge in a very different way. I don't know. I like that, how they kind of turned that around. However, he still went ahead with the procedure, but the fog came in and interrupted that. Swept them all in, obviously because Laura had sent them there before. So it's kind of like, this is her new team. So now they're trying to replicate her betrayal on them with this new team she's assembled to infiltrate them, whether or not they were willing partners or not. Now they are bystanders in this war between her and the Dada. And because Malcolm died, they're trying to recreate him like out of this, where they're using, I don't know her name, the girl that speaks in only Japanese subtitles. She can like bring things into the real world, or I don't really, it's never really explained all of their powers, so I can't remember what exactly hers is, but we saw her in the nest before the flagellation went on, and they set up that big old horn, and then the fog was obviously Shelley sending their power out into the world, or maybe they're using her and then that horn to create like a fog machine. I'm not sure how this is all coming together, but they're all powers. All their powers can kind of like blend in together to create this thing, and somehow they're using this Malcolm creature, which is human and part bird and seemingly kind of part moth, I guess, or I don't know, to change the world. They said you don't have anything during the flagellation, you don't have anything to fear unless you're actually a bad person. So, well, we'll see about that. But like whatever happened when one of those things interacted with one of them, they like whooped into some, I'm assuming, alternate reality. Maybe is this like some, I just keep comparing it to other things. Is this some like Tsukinome thing, and they're going to just be put in an eternal like illusion to live out their happiness unaffecting the rest of the world? I don't know, but I'm guessing that, you know, obviously I think that was Malcolm in hell whenever they were in the in-between in the Dead Patrol episode, trying to help them because Rita had not yet met him yet, because she had not gone back in time yet. But where he died, time is absent there. So he's been there this whole time, obviously, because at that point it was in the future and she goes into the past. Now has she got any of her memories back? Because she's helping the Dada. So she's been part of the Dada this whole time. All these years, there's been two Ritas going on in the background since she went back to 1917. Then she very well could have been the Rita that locked them in there to get killed at the cabin. Now, why did she do that? Why did she? Because it's not like Laura was there. Why did she target them there and kill them all? Man, how's this all going to come out, man? How's this all going to come down to? So, Laura ended up kind of choosing duty and the country and her position over her friendship. Because I guess she thought she was doing the right thing. Like, she believed in what the Bureau was doing to some extent. She was just trying to keep these people safe because she either pitied them or, you know, did become infatuated with them, like loved them, and was trying to keep them safe. But then she, at the same time, from her position, keeps having to make these dire choices. And in 1917, there was still about a year left of World War I, and obviously World War II was in high gear throughout that next period, and they just had to keep escalating, getting involved, upping their ranks, recruiting, and I think it just sucked her soul out. Like, she's like got lost, seeing like what was happening in the world out there. She's like, maybe that made her like hunker down more on what the Bureau was doing, because she could see exactly what the world kind of needed as it was falling apart into chaos. And it just kind of took a toll. While the rest of them were protected by her, she just took the full force of all that negative energy while she was keeping them safe. So they got to kind of live this dreamland, at least until they started to not be able to escape from it for so long, because we saw even in their meetings, like, things have just slowly kind of turned stale, bored, with a lack of energy and enthusiasm, until apparently they've been talking about this thing, you know, what if we brought this flagellation to the world? What if we brought about somehow some artistic like good-willed like rebirth of the world because of all the things that obviously they've kind of witnessed. And at this point, Laura had forced them into all of this madness to do the unspeakable, to kill, probably, to use their powers in ways that were going to hurt people. And it just kind of tore them down even more and just put even more pressure on them, gave them more motivation to execute on this way. So, I don't know. It's really interesting. I'm curious to see where this unfolds. We got, I think this is another 10 episode season. So, I think we only have 3 episodes left. Man, it feels like it just started not that long ago, man. I mean, it kind of will be like that when they drop 3 episodes right out of the gate. Let's see. I want to see what if it says anywhere how many episodes are in season 3. So season 3, 10 episodes. All right. So guys, what do you think of the episode? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. You can also join our Discord. Links to that and all my socials are down below. If you want to see the full-length reaction, you can check that out on Patreon, or if you become a member here on the channel, gets you access to that as well. And speaking of, I want to shout out our channel legends before we go. Mandy Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Jason Coleman, Philly Vane, Yori Korskov, Margaret Grace, Peeling Zem, Mary Bradley, and Jeffrey Hale. Thank you guys so much for your support, really. And everybody who's been helping out over there. It really, really helps out a lot. Thank you guys so much. And everybody else who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, and all that jazz, giving these videos the love and support they need. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in for this one. And I'll see you guys next week with the next episode of Doom Patrol. Take care, everybody.